Yes, welcome here to Shamrock Park on this crucial last Saturday of the Football League season. And how fitting it should involve two Craigavon clubs, Portadown and Glenavon. Portadown, of course, this afternoon playing at home to the reigning champions Linfield. And this afternoon they realise that 3 points are essential if they are to win their first ever Irish League Championship. Kick-off time is in roughly about 10 minutes or so. So until then, let's enjoy the atmosphere and the crowd scenes.
And the doors are closed, so you did.
an important match for them as well, although they're managerless. It's been a poor season for Linfield, but they're still in with a chance of UEFA Cup place if other results go right for them today. Should Glenavon win the league championship, should Glentoran win the Bass Irish Cup, then that would mean Linfield would qualify for Europe if they win this afternoon's game. But there is the men who are chasing after that first ever league championship. 66 years of waiting. Will this be today? Let's have a look at the two lineups. First of all, the Portadown lineup. And goal for them is Mickey Keenan, the back four of Philip Leger, Brian Stream, the captain, Alfie Stewart, Ian Curtis, three ex-Glens men in that back four. In midfield, yet another ex-Glens man, and Davy Mills, Doogie Bell and Kevin McKeever, the two central midfield players, with Vic Casul on the far side, the left. The two front runners this afternoon for Portadown, Steve Conn. He scored 13 goals in his last 9 matches. Incredible record, Steve Conn, since joining them from Motherwell. And the other player up front for Portadown this afternoon is Sandy Fraser. The two substitutes, Davidson and Lynch. Let's have a look at the opposition this afternoon. Linfield in goal for them is George Dunlop. The back four of John McConnell, Jeff Spears, David Jeffrey, the captain, and Michael Haid. Midfield the four, the American John Kerr on the right, on the left Noah Bailey, and the two central midfield players Sid Brose and Lindsay McKeown. The two front runners this afternoon, Martin McGackie, 24 goals this season, 10 in his last 12 outings, and alongside him this afternoon is Jonathan McGee. The two substitutes, the two Algerians, Danoon and Hossein Yahi. It promises to be an excellent match. Remember, at the Coleraine Showgrounds this afternoon, Glenavon playing away to Coleraine. And should Glenavon win that match, well then it means Ronnie McFall's side must win all 3 points here this afternoon. A draw will not be good enough. They will need all 3 points if they're to clinch that first ever Irish League Championship. It's ironic that Portadown twice before have been in this situation, back in 1961 and 1962, when they had to play in 2 playoffs for the Irish League Championship. Ironically, it was both times against Linfield, and unfortunately for Ronnie McFall today, twice they were defeated by Linfield. Well, that was a long time ago. Ronnie McFall is now the manager, and as the saying goes, third time lucky. Can it be third time lucky for Portadown this afternoon? Well, we're now just about 90 minutes away from finding out as the referee tosses the coin. The two captains in the centre of the field there, David Jeffrey and Brian Strain. It looks as if Linfield have won the toss and have elected to play towards that left side, towards the Portadown fans in this first half, as the referee today, Alan Snoddy of Kai Duff, gets ready for the start of this crucial Irish League match. We can't emphasise it enough. Remember, 3 points are needed this afternoon. Should Glenavon win at Coleraine, and we'll be keeping you up to date with the latest score from Glenavon as the afternoon progresses. As Jonathan McGee trots forward, and so does Martin McGackie. And any second now we'll hear the roar of those Portadown fans as this match gets on the way. Jonathan McGee joins Martin McGackie in the centre of the field as Alan Snoddy checks with his linesman, makes sure that everything's all right. As the players impatiently wait, Steve Conn just waiting to get into the action. Snoddy still not happy enough with the way things are, just checking with his linesman, checking with the crowd. And surely any minute now we will hear that roar as this game gets on the way. As McGackie and McGee stand face to face, the Portadown players itching to get into this match, just 90 minutes away, possibly from the first ever Irish League Championship. The game is on the way, and it's Linfield who immediately go on the attack, but that's broken down by Kevin McKeever. And McKeever brings it forward, but the ball eventually played back by John McConnell all the way to George Dunlop. As George Dunlop bounces the ball a couple of times, takes his time, and then hoists a long one forward, deep inside that Portadown half. Strain goes up for it, the ball eventually cleared. Casul goes there for it. He's tackled by John McConnell. McConnell trying to get it out to Kerr on that far side of the field. Eventually comes the Doogie Bell, and between Curlis and Bell, they eventually get it under control. As Bell brings it forward, plays it to Casul. Casul tackled well though by John McConnell, and that'll be a throw in on that far side of the field. So it's Ian Curlis to take this throw in on that far side of the field, throws it long, and Casul going for it, so does Sandy Fraser, but there was an infringement, and it's Ian Curlis again, this time with a free kick on that far side of the field, the Portadown left, and with just a couple of minutes off this match gone, already danger to that Linfield goal away to our right, as Ian Curlis prepares to take this long free kick. And he tells his players exactly what he wants from them as he floats it into the edge of that Linfield penalty area. It's headed on by Dougie Bell, but eventually it's cleared by the Linfield defence. But Portadown still with possession until John Kerr gets the header in. And again, that'll be a throw-in on that far side of the field. That's the Portadown left. And again, it's Ian Curlis, the Portadown left back, to take it. The ball still deep inside that Linfield half as Casul goes for it. So does Sandy Fraser. Still with Sandy Fraser. Casul gets the shot in. It's blocked. So does Davy Mills. And again, the shot is blocked. What can Dougie Bell do with it? He can't do anything. The cross straight at John Kerr. And Kerr is able to cushion the header back to George Dunlop. But a good chance there for Portadown. Just about 3 minutes off this match gone. And it was Casul who broke through first. The ball eventually came to him just outside the Linfield penalty area. He got the shot in. It was blocked. Came to Davy Mills. And his shot was also blocked. But a good start by Portadown as Linfield now come forward. It's with Burrows. Burrows faced by Bale. And yet the referee Alan Snorley agrees with Burrows that that was a free kick. And so Burrows now alongside Lindsay McKeown prepares to take a free kick on this near side of the field. That's the Linfield left. But a good start to this match by Portadown, a very lively start. And remember, Portadown needing 3 points if they're to win this championship, if Glenavon are to win at the Coleraine Showgrounds. And a wasted free kick there by Lindsay McKeown over the top of his Linfield forwards. And that goes straight through for a goal kick. And no problems for Mickey Keenan. As Keenan takes the long goal kick, lands just inside the Linfield half, headed back by Jeffrey. As Kerr goes for it, tries to play it through to McGee. McGee, well, he was almost onto it, but it wouldn't have counted anyway, as the linesman flags for offside, and that'll be a free kick to Portadown just outside their own penalty area as Alfie Stewart plays it back to Mickey Keenan. Tremendous atmosphere here inside Shamrock Park as the crowds have flocked here this afternoon to see if their club could win their first ever Irish League Championship. But it's early days yet. We're just about 5 minutes into the first half as Fraser now goes for it. Right edge off the Linfield penalty area, still with Fraser. Can he get the cross in? No, he can't. Good block there by Michael Hay. And that'll be the first corner kick of this match to Portadown on this near side of the field. And it's the African Vic Casul who comes across to take it. So an excellent start for Portadown. They've already had a couple of shots blocked on the edge of the Linfield area. And now they've got a corner as a result of some good work from Sandy Fraser. Casul plays it high inside the area, but that's always a goalkeeper's ball. And George Dunlop this time, no problems. As Linfield now come forward themselves. Bailey trying to hoist a long one forward to McGee. McGee gets to it, but Alfie Stewart as always is there to clear. And now the ball on the halfway line as McKeever goes for it. So does Kerr. McConnell eventually gets it clear. And again, that'll be a throw-in to Portadown on that far side of the field, the Portadown left. Those young fans behind Ian Curlis in a joyous mood, and indeed maybe too much of a joyous mood because Alan Snorley has decided that they're too close to the field and has delayed play until those fans get back into their proper position behind the wall. So a stoppage in play at the moment as those fans make their way back onto the terracing, and indeed Bran Strain raging with the fans. He wants to get on with this match. Of course, the Portadown captain so eager to get this match over and done with. He wants the 3 points in the bag. He wants the championship, and he doesn't want anything to ruin the Portadown's concentration. And so the fans oblige, and surely now Alan Snorley must be happy with conditions, and that this game can now get back away. Yes, he is. And we'll restart with a throw-in on that far side of the field. Ian Curlis, the young left back, to take it. He's seen quite a lot of the ball in these early stages as he throws it forward. McKeever jumps for it, comes off McKeever, and that'll be a throw-in to Linfield on that far side of the field, the Linfield right. Portadown, of course, come into this game with an excellent record. Out of the last 8 games, they've managed to win 7 of them. And they've only lost 1, but of course that one game, the all-important match at Moorview Park, when they lost to Glenavon, as McGee goes forward for it. On the edge off the Portadown penalty area, Strain tries to clear. His first clearance though was blocked by Burrows. Strain is there again and eventually gets it up to Fraser. Fraser tussles with Michael Haig, comes away with it, lays it into McKeever. McKeever trying to get the ball out to Con on this near side of the field. So that was well intercepted by Lindsay McKeown, and the ball eventually put well inside the Portadown half for a throw into Portadown on this near side of the field, the Portadown right, as Philip Major takes a long throw, but Davy Mills beaten well by Bailey as McGee goes forward, tries to hoist it forward. It's eventually headed away by Stewart. McConnell and Cassou goes forward. McConnell wins. Kerr plays it infield, trying to find Burrows. Burrows gets to it, plays it out to Kerr. Kerr with the cross, but the ball came off a Portadown defender, and the second corner of this game is awarded to Linfield on that far side of the field, the Linfield right. And Linfield all of a sudden starting to get back into this match. It was a good start by Portadown, but as the game is worn on, Linfield have just got back in the match a little bit more. As this corner kick, it's a short one, it's taken back to Bailey. As the cross eventually comes in, it's a high dipping one to the far post. Jeff Spears goes up for it, can't direct his header, and the ball goes behind for a goal kick. So it's still Portadown 0, Linfield 0, and it's still at the Coleraine Showgrounds, Coleraine 0, Glenavon 0. And of course, remember, if the scoreline should remain this way, that would mean Portadown will be the new Irish League champions. As Mickey Kaelin prepares to take this goal kick, it's a long, high one, just lands inside the Linfield half. David Jeffries up there before Mickey Kaelin as the ball finds John Kerr on the edge of the area. Kerr gets there, can he get the cross in? Alfie Stewart there at the near post to put it behind, and that'll be another corner kick to Linfield, but Linfield definitely at the moment on the ascendancy, and John Kerr twice now has raided down that far side, the Linfield right, as this corner now is about to be taken. Indeed, it's the American John Kerr to take it, as there's 4 or 5 Linfield players inside that Portadown penalty area. Kerr waits for some movement, tells them exactly what he wants from them, plays it high inside the Portadown area. Jeffy goes up for it, so does McKeever, so does Jeff Spears, and that goes through to Mickey Keenan. And Mickey Keenan up there above Jonathan McGee, and quickly the goalkeeper clears his lines as Con tries to get forward, but Linfield again in possession. But now it's with Vic Cassou on that far side of the field. The Portadown left, Cassou trying to use his speed against John McConnell. McConnell gets there before him though, and the ball safely back into the arms of George Dunlop. So it's end-to-end action at the moment. Both sides seeing quite a lot of the ball in these early stages. As McGee controls it, he's got Brian Strain behind him. Davy Mills there to help out as Mills plays it forward, searching for Sandy Fraser. But that was too far ahead of Sandy Fraser, and that'll be a throw in to Linfield. As the young left back Michael Hay trots across to take it. Waits for some movement. Still no one moving for him. He plays it long and forward to Jonathan McGee. McGee beaten well by Davy Mills as Fraser goes in for it, but surely Fraser was fouled by Michael Hayde, and Davy was. And the referee Alan Snoddy awards a free kick to Portadown in a very precarious, dangerous position. The ball no more than about a couple of yards outside the Linfield penalty on this near side of the field, the Portadown right. And it's Philip Majors, the right back, who prepares to take it. Waits until the wall is completely 10 yards back. It's a very poor free kick though. Straight to a Linfield defender, and the ball eventually cleared. John Kerr trying to get into the action, but good play there by Brian Strain. As now Linfield come forward on that far side of the field. The Portadown players trying to get back. Vic Cassou does get back, and complete the ball out for a throw-in on that far side of the field, the Linfield right. As Burrows, who prepares to take it, Burrows infield, searching for Kerr. Kerr tussling for it. The ball eventually comes back to McKeown. McKeown a long, high one inside that Portadown area. Again, Mickey Keenan, one of the best keepers in the Irish League, above everyone else, and clutches that ball to his body. Mickey Keenan, of course, with the best record in the league. Portadown have only conceded 17 goals, without a doubt is the best record in the Irish League this season. As Linfield clear the lines, the ball on the halfway line, headed back by Bale. As Jeffrey goes for it, misses it. The ball eventually is cleared by Jeff Spears. But Alfie Stewart gets it back for Portadown, tries to get to McKeever. McKeever can't control. And now Linfield come forward as McGackie trying to play through to McGee. McGee almost gets in. But again, Portadown get it away. McKeever trying to get it to Bell. But Linfield again get possession as Lindsay McKeown. And that was a bit of an adventurous shot by Lindsay McKeown from all of 30-40 yards. And again, that was safely into the arms of Mickey Keenan. If you've just come in and joined us, let me tell you, it's still Portadown 0, Linfield 0. in this crucial Irish League game, the last Saturday of the Football League season. It's down to this last Saturday to decide who will be the new Irish League champions. It's going to be one of the Craigavon clubs, either Glenavon or Portadown, depending on the results this afternoon, as Portadown have just been awarded a free kick about halfway inside the Linfield half, and Dougie Bell standing over. So is Alfie Stewart, and undoubtedly so is Ian Cullis, who quickly takes it, too quickly, and indeed the referee Alan Story says he took too many yards, and the free kick has to be taken again. But a very good opening 15 minutes in this match. Both sides seeing a lot of the ball, both attacking. Portadown getting off to the much better start. Linfield coming back into the game a little more as Bell plays it high into that Linfield penalty area, and really the ball stood there for a moment. The Portadown players, they just watched it. No one really went for it. In the end, the ball safely through to George Dunlop as the ball now deep inside the Portadown half, about 10 yards inside the Portadown half, an infringement by Dougie Bell and Lindsay McKeown, and that'll be a free kick to Linfield. And at the moment, the action not being allowed to flow. Too many free kicks at the moment, as Lindsay McKeown prepares to take this one just about 10 yards inside the Portadown half, trying to get some movement inside that penalty area. Fellness plays exactly what he wants from him as he plays it high inside the Portadown penalty area, and like that other free kick taken by Dougie Bell, this time straight through, no problems for Mickey Keenan, and that'll be a goal kick. Linfield, of course, entering this match managerless, as a couple of weeks ago Roy Coyle resigned after 14 and a half years in charge. Amazing to think in those 14 and a half years he won 31 senior trophies, 10 of them league titles, and yet at the end of it all he still had to resign because of a poor season. And it really just shows how high a standard Linfield set for themselves. They're Portadown, they're the pace setters this year. They've been in front since early November, and they'll be hoping at the end of this match they'll still be in front. As there's another throw in on that far side of the field, and again it looks as if it'll be the young left back Ian Cullis to take it, the long throw specialist, as Dougie Bell comes for a short throw, but Cullis looks as if he's going to throw high into that penalty area. Indeed he does. It's up by Steve McCann, trying to flick the ball on, can't do so though. The ball eventually cleared, Bell goes for it, so does McGackie. The ball again played in towards Carn, eventually comes out to Vic Casule. Casule, a bit of trickery from him, trying to shake off John McConnell. He's now got Burrows to contend with. Still gets the cross in, and a diving header there from David Jeffrey of all people. Casule still gets the cross in. It goes right across the Linfield penalty area, and the shot comes in from Sandy Fraser. And I think Fraser, well, he couldn't believe his luck there. The cross came in from Vic Casule. The Linfield defence completely missed it. And Sandy Fraser, well, it must have taken a deflection because the referee has awarded the corner. But Fraser, from just about 3 yards out, miscued his shot, and the ball just went wide as Portadown have a corner on this near side of the field, the Portadown right. It's Sandy Fraser to take it as he plays it high inside the area. It's cleared by David Jeffrey, comes out to this near side of the field, and that'll be a throw in to Portadown. But again, Portadown with a great chance to take the lead. But Fraser, well, you couldn't really blame him. It looked as if the Linfield defence were cleared. They didn't, and Fraser, well, he missed from 3 yards as the long throw is played into Davy Mills. Mills beaten to it. The ball come off Mills' last. That'll be a goal kick. In fact, the referee has awarded a corner kick, so obviously the ball came off a Linfield defender last, and Fraser, for the second time in a minute, has another corner on this near side of the field, the Portadown right. And can Portadown make this pressure pay as Fraser prepares to take it? The Portadown players move forward. Keeper tries to get to it. Eventually it's cleared by Michael Hay. Finds Jonathan McGee. McGee loses possession, lost it to Sue. Trips over it slightly, still gets it to Fraser as Portadown keep the pressure on. And looks like going out for a throw in on this near side of the field. They Portadown right. And Philip Major, who like Ian Cullis is renowned for his long throwing, trots across to this near side to take it. And again, more pressure on that Linfield goal as Philip Major plays it high, looking for Mills. The ball eventually cleared. Jonathan McGee only manages to gets it to Majors. Casule goes up for it. The shot eventually comes in from McKeever, but it comes to no avail and safely through to the arms of George Dunlop. But good play there by Portadown, and Ronnie McFall must be pleased with the opening 20 minutes of this match. Portadown certainly have created the better chances, And just a couple of minutes ago, almost took the lead through Fraser as George Dunlop plays it long and high inside that Linfield half. McGee goes for it. Major takes no prisoners at all, decides to play it safe and plays it out for a throw-in on this near side of the field. That's the Linfield left, and it's Lindsay McKeown, that veteran of Linfield, who decides to take it. And now it's a chance for Linfield to come forward. As McKeown waits for some movement inside that area, he's pointing out to his players exactly what he wants from them, and he's not going to take this throw-in until he gets it. Still with Lindsay McKeown, and still he waits for some movement as he now throws long inside that Portadown penalty area. It's eventually cleared by Alfie Stewart, but straight to Lindsay McKeown. This time he's got a chance to cross to that far side of the field to McGackie. McGackie, well, he's bundled over by Alfie Stewart. Referee says play on. Still with McGackie as he plays it now back to Burrows. Burrows turning one way, then the other, but Davy Mills gets in the challenge, and that'll be a throw-in on that far side of the field. So now it's Linfield's turn to attack as Burrows plays it to Noel Bailey. The two left-sided players now on that far side of the field is McKeown trying to play through to McGackie. It's eventually cleared. The ball still deep inside the Portadown half as Dougie Bell goes up for it, so does Davy Mills, and eventually it is half cleared. Casul can't get onto it though, and the ball now with Kerr. John Kerr, the Californian, he's got Ian Curlis behind him, plays it back to McConnell. McConnell trying to play it infield, only finds Fraser. Fraser, good turn by Fraser, but Jeffrey there with it all the way as the ball is tried to play it through to Carn, couldn't get it though, and the ball eventually comes away with Linfield. Bailey, now it's Linfield's turn to attack. Bailey plays it forward to McGee as it's on that left edge off the Portadown penalty. McGackie there, so is Alfie Stewart. The ball eventually played back to Michael Haid. Haid, poor cross by him straight to Davy Mills, but still with Linfield as McKeown plays it forward. It's cleared by Alfie Stewart, still the ball on the edge of the area, and eventually it comes to Van Streen, who gets it away to Steve Conn. And Conn plays it back to Mills, and Mills now with some time to move forward and plenty of space, plays it forward again for Conn. Conn decides to dummy it, plays it through to Fraser. Fraser looks as if he was impeded there by John McConnell. Indeed he was. And that'll be a free kick to Portadown about 10 yards outside the Linfield penalty area. But good action at the moment. We saw good action from Portadown about 4 or 5 minutes ago when Fraser just missed, and then just there now Linfield with a good spell from them. But now it's Portadown's turn to attack. And it's Dougie Bell who stands over the ball. There's a wall of 3 players in front of him. And the Linfield have now made that a wall of 2 players. And the question is, what will Bell try here? Will he try a long-range effort? He is renowned for his long-range efforts, but this time he plays a chip through. Like so many free kicks, no one on the end of it, and that's straight through for a goal kick. So 20 minutes off this match gone. It's still Portadown 0, Linfield 0. Good start by Portadown, but apart from that chance for Sandy Fieldsley, they haven't really penetrated that Linfield defence. And the latest we've heard from the Coleraine Showground is it's still Coleraine 0, Glenavon 0, so at least Portadown still on their way for their first ever Irish League Championship as George Dunlop prepares to take this goal kick. It's a long, high one. Just lands inside the Portadown half. It's headed away by Alfie Stewart, comes to Casul, Casul to McKeever. McKeever trying to poke the ball forward, can only find McConnell. McConnell beaten well by Casul. That'll be a throw into Linfield. Indeed, it's better than a throw-in. Apparently Casul was fouling McConnell. Casul thought it was a throw-in, but the referee Alan Snoddy says no, he was jumping on the back of McConnell, and so that'll be a free kick to Linfield as it's played long, high towards that Portadown penalty area. Could it come through to McGee? No, it's eventually half cleared by the Portadown defence. Still there, can Kerr get onto it? But he's beaten to it by Alfie Stewart, and good tidying up work by Alfie Stewart. Gets the clearance for Portadown, and that'll be a throw into Linfield as McKeown comes forward to take it again, plays it to John Kerr. Kerr again with Alfie Stewart with him. Kerr does get the cross in. Oh, and a dangerous cross there that almost deceived Mickey Keenan. And Keenan, well, he had to be alert to tip that one over for another corner. So Linfield again putting on the pressure as it's in a corner to them on this near side of the field. That's the Linfield left. And it looks as if it's going to be the young left back who's playing in midfield this afternoon, Noel Bailey, who prepares to take it. Still 0-0. 4 or 5 Linfield players inside that Portadown penalty area as Noel Bailey waits for some movement, tells his players exactly what he wants from them. Eventually plays it down that far side of the post. David Jeffrey trying to get it through to Jonathan McGee. But Mickey Keenan is there. And Mickey Keenan, well, he hasn't put a foot wrong all afternoon. Every time there's been danger anywhere near his goal, he's always been alert. And again, he was there before Jonathan McGee. It's Portadown now on the lower side of the field. But that will be offside. And Steve Connor just straight a yard or so offside. And that'll be a free kick to Linfield, more or less on the edge of their own area. So it's still Portadown 0, Linfield 0 as the bus played safely back into the arms of George Dunlop. And Dunlop just bounces the ball a couple of times before clearing his lines downfield. It's headed back there by Bradstreet. McKeever trying to control it. The ball high in the air as Jeffrey goes for it. McKeever again under the challenge, trying to get it through to Fraser. But the ball again safely back into the arms of George Dunlop. We were saying earlier, of course, Portadown had been in this situation twice before, in the 1961 season and the 1962 season. When both seasons it went to a playoff, and ironically it was Linfield who defeated them both times in these playoffs. The first time was 3-2, the second time 3-1. The question is, will history repeat itself this afternoon? Well, it's Linfield on the attack with Bailey, but Bailey beaten well by Alfie Stewart. The ball eventually comes to Philip Majors. Majors taking no chance whatsoever, puts the ball out for a throw-in on this near side of the field. Burrows plays it infield to Kerr. Kerr going for it, tackled well by Majors. And again, that'll be another corner kick to Linfield on this near side of the field. So it's all Linfield pressure at the moment. And again, 4 or 5 Linfield players inside that Portadown penalty area as they wait for this cross. Indeed, it's to the near post. Jeffrey trying to flick it across the goal. Almost comes to John Kerr. The Portadown defence, well, they were caught napping there a little bit as Kerr tries to get the cross in. And that will be another corner kick on that far side of the field. John Kerr getting to the byline. And it was indeed, well, it looks as if it was Philip Majors again who got the challenge in. And Majors playing an important part in that Portadown defence this afternoon. That's about 3 times now he's saved them. As this corner is about to be taken by Sid Burrows, left-footed, it'll be an in-swinging corner. And again, more danger on that Portadown goal as Burrows curls it in, looking for Jeff Spears. Spears beaten to it though. Bell comes out, gets to it first. Good play by Dougie Bell. Excellent play by Dougie Bell as he now makes his way to the halfway line. He's now inside the Linfield half. He's got Davy Mills inside him, plays it to Mills. Mills flicks it forward, looking for Fraser. Fraser beaten by Michael Hay. A little bit of a scuffle between the two players, and then the free kick goes Linfield's way. But a good break there by Dougie Bell, some good play. He not only cleared his lines, but he beat a couple of Linfield players to set up a Portadown attack, as it's now a free kick on the edge of the Linfield area, and David Jeffries will probably just poke this back to his goalkeeper, George Dunlop. Dunlop back to Jeffries, and Jeffries back to George Dunlop. Still 0-0. We await the first goal as Dunlop kicks high again, deep inside that Portadown half. The ball eventually cleared by Strain, comes to Mills. Mills plays it to Bell, and Bell out to that far side of the field looking for Casul. We saw quite a lot of Casul in the first 5-10 minutes or so. We haven't seen so much of him since then, and that time he couldn't control it, and the ball was out for a throw-in, and again off Ian Curtis's foot. Again now for another throw-in, and Linfield take about 3 yards out of that as they play forward to Kerr. Kerr looking very menacing on that far side of the field, playing in the right wing position this afternoon as the ball is played out to this near side of the field, and now it's Portadown's chance to attack, but Fraser beaten well by Michael Hay, and again the ball out for another throw-in. A lot of stoppages in this first half as Majors plays it forward, looking for Mills. He's got Bailey right behind him. Mills still with the ball, decides to take his time, brings Philip Major into the action. The ball goes out for a throw-in on this near side of the field, and indeed it looks as if it will be Philip Majors again to take it. Sometimes these throw-ins of Philip Majors are every bit as good as corner kicks. As again he throws it high, looking there for Davy Mills. Mills beaten to it though. The ball eventually cleared up to Kerr. Kerr trying to get it back to Burrows. Can't do so though. McConnell gets to it and eventually clears for Linfield. But again the ball is out for a throw-in on that far side of the field for a Portadown throw-in. So complaining a little bit there to Alan Stone. He reckons he was being fouled by John McConnell. But at the end of the day, both shake hands And it must be said, this game, a lot depending on this game, not only for Portadown, but remember Linfield still in with a distance of the FA Cup place. And despite all this rivalry between the two sides, as a shot comes in from Decisive, but that's well and wide of the George Lop's goal way to right. And as I was saying, a lot of rivalry between these two sides, but so far this match has been played in a very sporting manner. As George Lop prepares to take this goal kick, as we now are roughly about 27 minutes into this first half, about 18 minutes left remaining, and still we wait the first goal, at the Coleraine Showgrounds. It's still Coleraine 0, Glenavon 0, as George Lop plays a long one forward, and indeed it's headed on by Kerr, trying to find McGee. Mills is there first as McGee plays it through, but to no avail, and the ball eventually played forward by Portadown, and Michael Hay shepherds the ball back again to George Lop. Despite both sides seeing a lot of the ball, neither keeper really being tested. We've seen a couple of chances for Portadown that went wide. At the other end, a couple of crosses that went straight into the arms of Mickey Keenan. Keenan might have some trouble now as McGackie goes for it, but Alfie Stewart knew exactly what he was doing, and the ball safely back into the arms of Keenan as he throws it out to Major. Major plays it down this near side. That's the Portadown right, and Sandy Fraser is beaten by Michael Hay. That'll be a throw in just inside the Linfield half. As again Major decides to take it and waits for some movement upfield, looking for Conn, looking for Fraser. Eventually it goes to David Mills. Mills though beaten well to it. Major gaining the action, trying to get to McKeever. And the ball now back inside his own half with Stewart. Major trying to thread it through to Fraser. Fraser, he's got Jeffrey right behind him. Jeffrey manages to get the challenge in, and that'll be a throw in on this near side of the field. And indeed Conn and Jeffrey having a few words with each other. I wonder what they were saying to each other. As Bell decides to take, it's actually been a free kick, it's not a throw in on this near side of the field. Obviously Jeffrey was doing some pushing on Steve Conn. That will be a free kick to Portadown on this near side of the field, to Portadown right, about 15 yards inside the Linfield half, as it's Scott Bailey takes it, curls it in, looking there for Brian Strain. It comes off Strain's head, and indeed Casul can't keep it in, and that'll be a goal kick. Tremendous atmosphere inside the grounds here this afternoon, as the Portadown fans eager for that first goal. And if Portadown do manage to score this afternoon, the eruptions that will follow, well, I'm sure there'll be something to see as George Lop prepares to take this goal kick. And Spain, it's a deep one that lands just inside the Portadown half. Kerr turns, tries to get it forward, can't do so though. Eventually Linfield do get possession back through Lindsay McKeown, and McKeown threads the ball through, again looking for Kerr. Good play by Kerr. Can he get to the byline? Can he get the cross in? Well, he can get the cross in, but it came off a Portadown player, and that'll be yet another corner to Linfield on that far side of the field. That's the Linfield right. And John Kerr at the moment, the danger man. He seems to be the danger man for Linfield. Usually plays up front alongside Martin McGackie, but today Jonathan McGee playing in that position because of an injury to Lee Docherty. So Jonathan McGee playing up alongside Martin McGackie, and Kerr, it's he who's moved into midfield on that right side of the field as he takes this corner. Jeff Spears goes in for it, and Spears gets to it before Philip Majors gets in the header, and that'll be another corner, will it? I think it will be actually. It must have come off actually Davy Mills' head. The referee has awarded another corner, but Spears in at the far post, towering above everyone else, but his header, well, was deflected behind for a corner, as it's another corner to Linfield. It's played deep inside that Portadown there, but McKean this time was there, rising above everyone else. And indeed, the referee saw an infringement. That'll be a free kick to Mickey Keenan, just inside his own penalty area. As Mickey Keenan waits for some movement, plays it high inside that Linfield penalty area. Again, David Jeffrey there above Steve Conn. Everywhere you see Steve Conn, you're bound to see David Jeffrey. It's like me and my shadow out there at the moment. And the ball eventually goes out for a throw-in. Gene Curtis will take as he throws it long, looking for McKeever. McKeever jumps for it, beaten to it though by McConnell, and Portadown again about 10 yards out of that. And Curtis now a chance to use one of his long throws, decides to play it short to Conn. Good turn by Conn. Plays it into Mills. Mills can't direct his header though. Bell tries to get it into Fraser. Through to Con. Con almost got to it. Still the Con's there, but in the end, George Dunlop is there before him, and the ball safely in the hands of the Linfield keeper. But a bit of trouble there for the Linfield defence. Initially, it was Con who got onto it. The ball then was played through by Bale. Con almost got there, but George Dunlop was there just in the nick of time, as the ball is now on the opposite side of the field. Mickey Keenan's in and harmlessly goes behind for a goal kick. But again, the Linfield defence on a couple of occasions in this first half have looked just that little bit shaky on it, as Portadown desperately seek that first goal that could take them on to the first ever Irish League Championship. As Keenan plays it high into the Linfield half, just lands on the halfway line as Lindsay McCune plays it towards the Portadown penalty. It's headed away by Strahan to Casul. Casul again faced by McConnell. Also Lindsay McCune is there. It's McCune who gets the challenge in, and that'll be a throw in on the far side of the field. And the referee having just a few words with the Bell to cool it a little bit. Obviously emotions running high out there this afternoon, as Cullis, it's a long throw forward, searching for a Keever. Keever goes for it though. Eventually it does come to Mills, and Portadown now come forward. Casul trying to get through the car. Eventually it's Burrows, who just clears anywhere, but there could be a good clearance as Magaki is going for it. But again, Mickey Keenan well off his line and quickly throws the ball out to this near side of the field for Philip Majors. Majors trying to play the ball down this near side of the field, does so eventually. And the ball eventually going in there to Con. Con beaten to it though by Jeff Spears. And eventually it's David Jeffrey plays it out to this near side of the field to Michael Haid. Haid with plenty of time, plenty of room, plays it forward, looking for the target. The ball headed back though by the Portadown defence. Fraser goes for it, so does Haid. And eventually it's Will Blue clears the ball just on the edge of his own area. And again, that will be a throw-in on this near side of the field with Portadown right. And surely it will be the number 2, Philip Majors, the Portadown right back, who will trot across to take it. And indeed, it's Sandy Fraser coming across. And Fraser, as the players inside the area, waiting for some movement. 3-4 Linfield players on the line. George Dunlop at the far post as they wait for this cross. And eventually it's played high to the far post. But George Dunlop there before Brian Strahan. And indeed, Brian Strahan, some pushing on George Dunlop. And that will be a free kick to Linfield, which Dunlop himself will take just inside his own area. Still Portadown 0, Linfield 0. And we're now just about 10 minutes away from the half-time whistle. And Ronnie McCall, well, he must be pleased the way his side have approached this first half. They're getting quite a lot of possession. The only problem is they aren't really showing too much initiative in front of goal. And despite all that pressure, George Dunlop really has yet to be troubled. As the throw-in is taken by McConnell, McConnell plays it high inside that Portadown half. Eventually it's played out to Stewart. Stewart eventually clears it for Portadown, looking for Casul again. Casul though beaten by McConnell. And that'll be a throw-in on that far side of the field to Portadown. And again, it's Curtis to take it. Plays it back to Stewart. And Stewart under a little bit of pressure from John Kerr. Back to the safety of his keeper, Mickey Keenan. Keenan wastes no time whatsoever. Plays the ball into that dark sky as it's Fraser who actually turns and shoots. But that shot was always going to go over. And again, no problem to George Dunlop. Still Portadown 0, Linfield 0. And of course Portadown, who've already 5 times become runners-up in this Irish League since it was first formed. And they'll be hoping this afternoon it will not be a 6th time. 66 years they've waited for this Irish League Championship. And one wonders today, will that long wait be over? As the ball is played high and forward by George Dunlop, it's headed back by the Portadown defence. But eventually Linfield do get possession back. Michael Haid trying to play through to McGee, gets it to McGee. But again, Major was there, Bell goes for it, so does Davy Mills, so does McCune. Eventually Bell, who's had a very impressive first half, comes forward, looking for some movement up the field, trying to get it through to Fraser. Eventually the ball does reach Sandy Fraser. And Fraser, well, he's got Michael Haid beside him, he's got Lindsay McCune there as well. Eventually the ball is cleared, and now a chance for Linfield to break. On this near side of the field as McGee goes for it. Can he keep it in? Yes, he can. Plays it through there to John Kerr on the left edge of the Portadown penalty area. Kerr still with it. Brownstream's there as well, and eventually the ball goes out for a throw on this near side of the field, just about a yard or so away from the Portadown corner flag. Good play by the Portadown captain, Brownstream. And of course, Brownstream, only 21 years of age, but an excellent player, and of course an excellent torn player. Goodbye by Ronnie McFall, as this throw-in is about to be taken by Burrows, plays it in, looking for McGocky. McGocky can't control it though, and that'll be a throw, or that will be a goal kick rather, to Portadown, as Mickey again prepares to take it. Game is quieted down somewhat, and indeed you can hear it in the atmosphere of the crowd. They're getting a little bit impatient, the Portadown fans. They've seen quite a lot of possession from their side this afternoon. Certainly they have the better chances, but as yet George Dunlop, well, I can't really remember having to make a save. As Bell now tries to come forward for Portadown, plays it forward, looking for Corn. Good layoff by Stevie Corn to Fraser. Good turn by Fraser. Jeffries is with it, and surely that was a free kick. Indeed it was. And David Jeffrey very, very fortunate that he didn't get the yellow card, because Jeffrey, on a couple of occasions, he fouled Stevie Corn on a couple of occasions, and now we saw a vicious tackle on Sandy Fraser, as one of the Portadown players is in a spot of bother, and indeed the physio is asked to be brought on. The physio, of course, is Derek McKinley, and it looks as if it's Davy Mills down at the moment. It's hard to see from here. I believe it is Davy Mills, and I wonder on this hard surface, is the young player suffering from cramp, or could it be a twisted ankle? Although it's a dull afternoon, it's a hot afternoon, and the pace that this game has been played at, those players must be feeling the tension, must be feeling the tiredness, even at this early stage of the match, as Mills gingerly gets to his feet, and that will be a free kick on this near side of the field to Portadown. Not for a free kick on Davy Mills, but for a foul inside the field. Indeed, the free kick has it to be taken again. Indeed it has. The referee wasn't ready, and so Bell has a second bite of the cherry. Again, waits for some movement, plays it in, looking for McKeever. McKeever always there with the header. Corn there as well. The ball eventually coming to Brownstream, but Stream apparently fouling John O'Connell, and that will be a free kick to Linfield, just inside their own penalty line. Again, it will be their keeper, George Dunlop, who prepares to take it. Portadown 0, Linfield 0, as we're now entering the last 5 minutes or so of this game. And we see in the background one of the Portadown substitutions warming up, and we just wonder how bad that Davy Mills knock was, as the play is on that far side of the field. Ian Curlis goes in with John Kerr, and indeed he went in too hard with John Kerr, and again that will be another free kick. Far too many free kicks in this first half, and really neither side has been able to get into their flowing rhythm yet, as John McConnell, just about 10 yards inside the Portadown half, prepares to take it, plays it to the right edge off the area. Burrows is there, can he keep it in? Yes, just he can keep it in just about, as Burrows goes in before the cross. The ball eventually comes to McGocky. McGocky goes in with it with Mickey Keenan, but indeed McGocky went in too hard on Mickey Keenan, and that'll be a free kick to Portadown just inside their own area. But a good run there by Sid Burrows, got to the byline, got the cross in, and Martin McGocky, well, he almost got on the end of it, but in the end he was adjudged to foul Mickey Keenan, and that'll be a free kick to Portadown, which Mickey Keenan is just about to take. As Keenan hits it high into that Linfield area, again Jeffrey and Fraser go for it. The ball eventually cleared by Linfield. Kasula's there fighting for it. Eventually it comes to Stewart. Stewart can't control it though, and the ball goes out for a throw-in on that far side of the field, and Linfield right, as McKeown is just realises his boot lace is untied. And indeed, I think the referee might have awarded a free kick here. We're still not too sure. He's standing over Lindsay McKeown. Indeed, McKeown must have a slight injury, must have got a slight knock there, because it's now the Linfield physio who takes to the field. And those fans, a little bit impatient at the moment. They still await the first goal here at Shamrock Park, a goal that surely could take them to their first Irish League Championship, as Lindsay McKeown pulls up a stocking, and the play will resume with a throw in on that far side of the field. That's the Linfield right, and it will be the right back John McConnell to take it. So play will resume again as McConnell throws it back, looking for Spears. Spears will have time to play the ball forward there, but instead he just hoists it anywhere. The ball eventually does come to Martin McGackie, but Portadown again to clear the lines. Eventually Brandstream gets it away, looking for Steve Conn. Conn will beaten to it, and so is Bale. This could be dangerous for Portadown. The ball played through, but indeed there were two Linfield players, Martin McGackie and Jonathan McGee, both offside, and the danger again averted. The ball safely back into the arms of Mickey Keenan. Mickey Keenan plays it long and high into that Linfield half. Mills goes for it, so does Bailey, and the ball eventually comes off Davy Mills, and that will be a throw in to Linfield on this near side of the field. Indeed, it's a free kick, as Davy Mills was adjudged to be offside, and George Dunlop this time himself decides to come forward to take it. Plays it high, deep inside Portadown penalty area. It's eventually cleared by Sandy Fraser, comes to Steve Conn. Conn beaten to it though, and the ball now with Casul as Casul runs forward, tries to pick the ball over Jeffrey's head. Eventually it's cleared by Michael Hay. The danger still not away for Linfield as Portadown try to come forward. Eventually it is cleared by Spears, and now a chance for Linfield to break on that far side of the field as John Kerr goes for it, but a good recovery headed there from Brandstream, safely back into the arms of Mickey King. Excellent play by Brandstream, and really the Portadown defence, they haven't put a foot wrong this afternoon. As Casul goes for it, plays it to, tries to play it back to Curlis. Kerr gets to it first though, but his back heeler only finds a Portadown there. But Linfield do get possession back as Burrows goes with it, with Casul. Eventually the ball played out for a throw-in on that far side of the field. That's the Portadown left. And again it will be the Portadown left back, Ian Curlis, who prepares to take it. Portadown, of course, come into this match knowing that they haven't lost at Shamrock Park in the league this season. They've only lost 3 times in all in the league. All those 3 defeats came away from home, and they were, of course, against Bangor, Larne, and that climatic match at Mourneview Park just a few weeks ago when they lost 2-0 to Craigavon rivals Glenavon. As Sandy Fraser tries to turn his play and does so, but the ball eventually cleared by Linfield. Jeff Spears boots it anywhere into that Portadown half, and eventually it's played back by Ian Curlis into the arms of Mickey Keenan. So we're now coming into injury time in this first half as Keenan plays a high one deep inside that Linfield half. It's headed back by Bailey. McKeever controls it, plays it to Bale. Bale trying to play it through there to Conn, gets it back, and now it's with Casul on that far side of the field. The Portadown left. Casul trying to get the ball into that Linfield penalty. Eventually it is cleared by Lindsay McKeown, and now a chance for Linfield to break. It's with Burrows. Burrows trying to play it in forward, only manages to find a Portadown player. It's with Bale outside the area. Bale trying to get through the car, couldn't control it though. And now it's Linfield's turn to break. It's just a long one played forward there by Noah Bailey, but there were no Linfield players forward. And indeed, I think Martin McGackie was caught offside, and that'll be a free kick to Portadown, just about 10 yards inside their own half. As Strain plays a long, high one forward towards David Mills, but the ball eventually cleared by the Linfield defence. And now it's with Martin McGackie on this near side of the field to McGee, back to McGackie, and now a break on for Linfield. But again, McGackie just offside, and that'll be a free kick to Linfield, just about 15 yards inside their own half in this near side of the field. That's the Portadown right. It's still Portadown 0, Linfield 0, as we're now into injury time in this first half. A couple of stoppages in that first half, near to Davy Mills and Lindsay McKeown, and it's just a question of how much time Alan Snawley will add on to this first half. Of the ball is cleared there by the Linfield defence, but again it's Portadown finishing this first half the way they started it, on the attack, as Stewart plays it through. McKeever trying to get to this near side of the field. Fraser, desperate as he is, can't keep it in, and the ball just goes over the line for a throw in to Linfield, and it's Michael Hay who prepares to take it, waits for some movement. George Dunlop comes out for it, but he's well covered by Stevie Conn, and eventually it's played forward by the left back. Eventually comes through to McKeever. McKeever trying to play the ball through to Khan. Eventually comes to Fraser. Fraser almost wriggled his way through, but he couldn't do so. And in the end, it was Jeff Spears who got the ball back to George Dunlop. As Dunlop plays a high one deep inside that Portadown half. It's headed away by Alfie Stewart. Mills goes for it. So does Bailey. Eventually the ball comes out to this near side of the field. Good control by Bailey on the left edge off the Portadown area. He's faced by Majors though, and decides to play it back to Michael Haid. But that was a wasted cross there by Michael Haid, a hurried cross, and that eventually goes over the bar for a goal kick to Portadown. Still Portadown 0, Linfield 0, as Mickey Keenan spots it up for this goal kick. And the Portadown fans still waiting for that first goal, the first goal that could take them on the way to that Irish League Championship, the first ever in their history, if they can manage to pull all 3 points out of the bag here this afternoon. Remember that Glenavon match at Coleraine still 0-0, as Portadown again come forward. The ball out in that far side of the field with Kassoul. Kassoul, he's got 2 Linfield players with him, he's now got 3 Linfield players with him. Trying to play the ball back to McKeever, can't do so though. Eventually Bell does get possession back. And Kassoul, who's seeing a lot of the action at the moment on that far side of the field, trying to show a bit of his pace. It's now with Fraser. Fraser lays it back, and Bell with a shot. Oh, and that was just about a foot or so over the crossbar away to right. Good play by Portadown. It was Kassoul who played it into Fraser. Fraser played it through to Bell. And Bell from just about 4 yards outside area smacked it with his right foot, and the ball just went over the area. And indeed, that's the last piece of action in that first half. A good effort by Dougie Bell, but just a foot over. And so the half-time score here at Shamrock Park, it's still Portadown 0, Linfield 0.
The weekly golden card draw will be made by Mr. Mervyn Brown, League Secretary, Irish League Secretary. Thank you. The Premier Red Supporters Club draw is also being made at half time, and I'll give you the details of that later. I should like to ask for those listening that the Super Club is full, so the good might go around the Super Club.
indeed for this second half. It's the Portadown players this time who are the first to take to the field. And I wonder, does that mean there's more urgency in that Portadown side? Eager to get on with this game, 45 minutes away from their possible first Irish League Championship. 66 years they've waited, but at the moment it's still 0-0. And the only thing really on their side is the fact that the game at the Coleraine Showground is also 0-0. And I needn't remind you, but if the scorelines both remain that way, then at the end of this afternoon, Portadown will be hailed as the new Irish League champions. But of course, they can't take it for granted that that match will end in a draw. Glenavon, well, who's to say they won't score a late goal? And Roddy McFall, I'm sure in that changing room at half-time, will have told his players that they must win all 3 points. They can't leave it to chance. They must gain the victory, whether it's by 1 goal, 2 goals, 3 goals, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is that Portadown achieve all 3 points this afternoon. And a lot will depend on players like Vic Casule, who you can see there on your screen, and Kevin McKeever in the background, who's such an influential character in midfield. And of course the great Stevie Conn. We were saying before the match actually kicked off that Conn scored 13 goals in his last 9 league games. And I'm sure he'll be open to make that 14 in 10 games this afternoon as the players get ready for this second half. 45 minutes, of course, just away from a possible first Irish League Championship for Portadown. Well, Linfield, they know what it's like to win league titles. They've won 10 in the last 14 years under the management of Roy Coyne. But this afternoon, all they can hope for at the best is indeed a UEFA Cup place as this second half gets on the way. And immediately it's a free kick to Portadown, just about 4 or 5 yards outside the Linfield penalty area. And it's Dougie Bell. We've got 4 Scots in this Portadown lineup, of course. Dougie Bell is one of them. And it's Bell who prepares to take this free kick. Waits for some movement. Philip Majors ran to the right edge off the Linfield penalty area. As it's played in, the ball eventually comes out to Mickey Keever. McKeever with the shot. And then the ball went about 3-4 yards wide of George Dunlop's right-hand post. But it was a good effort by Kevin McKeever. Kept the ball down, but the direction just left of George Dunlop's goals away to our left. Linfield, of course, kicking from left to right in this second half in their usual strip of blue jerseys, white shorts and blue stockings. Portadown, well, I needn't tell you, but Portadown, of course, in that famous strip of all red this afternoon. As McKeever goes for it, plays the ball into Sandy Fraser. Fraser trying to flick it through to Casule. Can't do so, though. And eventually, John McConnell comes away with it. But Fraser goes in with a challenge, an unfair challenge. And that'll be a free kick to Linfield, about halfway inside their own half, this near side of the field, Linfield right. And it's John McConnell who prepares to take it. McConnell, of course, playing this afternoon in place of Alan Dornan, who was injured and was unavailable for selection today. And so far he's done a very good job. He's kept Vic Casule very quiet, and indeed as those two players again with each other. This time Casule gets the better of McConnell, plays the ball to Bale. Bale, who had a very impressive first half, and indeed we saw a shot from him late in that first half that just went a foot or so over the crossbars. McKeever now plays it into the area, but McKeever, well, his cross was too far in front of the Portadown forwards, and eventually safely through to George Dunlop, and Dunlop wasting no time at all as he plays along one forward. And the ball eventually cleared by the Portadown defence, and we're just hearing that Bangor are goal to 0 up against Glentoran, which now means if Glenavon do win the league title, Linfield win here, and should Portadown win the Bass Irish Cup, then that means Linfield would qualify for Europe. So all of a sudden, there's a lot of ifs there, but Linfield are in with a chance of the UEFA Cup place. And maybe that's why we're seeing a bit of urgency in both sides at the moment. Portadown, of course, needing the 3 points for the league title. Linfield needing the 3 points to stand any chance of getting to that UEFA Cup place next season. As the ball is flicked on by Stevie Conn, looking for Fraser. Fraser, though, he's beaten well by Michael Haid. McKeever again through to Fraser. Fraser trying to flick it on to Conn, who's now made his way into the Linfield penalty. Conn goes down, appeals for a penalty. But I think that was a little bit more in hope than belief. And the decision goes Linfield's way, and that'll be a goal kick to Linfield as George Dunlop tees it up. the Linfield players move forward into that Portadown penalty, into that Portadown half. As it's flicked on by Jeff Spears, trying to find Kerr. Kerr trying to get on the end of it. Can't do so though. And the ball eventually played back by Alfie Stewart into the arms of Mickey Keenan. The ball played back by Brian Strain once again to escape Mickey Keenan. After some pressure from Martin McGackie, the ball played forward. It's headed forward there by Sid Brose looking for John Kerr. Kerr still with a chance of getting to it, but he can't keep it in play. Indeed, Kerr thought it came off a Portadown player for a throw-in to Linfield, but instead the referee says no. That is a Portadown throw-in. Cullis to Alfie Stewart, and Stewart sweetly back into the hands of Mickey Keenan. As Keenan wastes no time, plays the ball downfield. It's headed back by the Linfield defence, and now it's on that far side of the field as Mills turns, now runs towards the Linfield penalty. McKeever tries to get in across there to Stevie Conn, can't do so though, his cross is blocked. And Portadown, well, they can't keep it in play, and that'll be a throw-in on that far side of the field, the Linfield left. And it's Michael Haid who prepares to take it. And as soon as I say that, he plays it forward, and now it's Noel Bailey who decides to take it. Well, I think they're doing this in badness on me, because Noel Bailey decides to leave it to Michael Haid. You must be listening to me. As Haid throws it forward, looking for Jonathan McGee, but to no avail. And it's Alfie Stewart who plays it forward, headed away by David Jeffrey. And a lot has been said about Jeffrey, about his ruggedness. He's even been known to be called a dirty player at times, but whatever you say about David Jeffrey, he is an influential player. And today he hasn't put a foot wrong in that Linfield defence. As it's thrown long by Philip Major, the ball comes out to McKeever. McKeever heads it forward again, looking for Conn on that far side of the field. Conn's got Haig with him, tries to get past him, can't do so though. Eventually Portadown get possession back. It's now with Bale. Bale to Mills. Mills still with it. Can he get to the byline? Get the cross in? Yes, he can. Oh, McKeever there with a volley. And he did hit it cleanly. And the ball went straight in the arms of George Dunlop. But that's twice now in the last 5 minutes that McKeever has come so close. The first time his volley went about 3 yards wide or so. And then just there now, after a long cross by Davy Mills, it was another McKeever volley, this time straight in the arms of George Dunlop. And the danger away for Linfield as the ball is now deep inside the Portadown half. As with Davy Mills, plenty of time, plenty of room. Indeed, he takes his time as he plays it forward, looking for Gasol. Good header by Gasol, trying to find Fraser. But in the end, it comes to Burrows. Now it's Linfield. Kerr out to this near side of the field, bringing McConnell into the action. But Cullis there before him. And Cullis plays the ball to Gasol. Gasol seen a lot more of the ball in this second half. As Fraser, well, he tried to play the ball through to Cullis, but that was always too far ahead of Ian Cullis. And the ball again safely in the arms of George Dunlop. About 7 minutes off the second half gone. And it's still Portadown 0, Linfield 0. As the ball is deep inside the Portadown half. As Brose now plays it out to that far side of the field, bringing Bailey into the action. Bailey tussling with it with Davy Mills. And eventually the ball coming off Davy Mills. And that will be a throw-in to Linfield. And indeed it's better than a throw-in. A free kick on that far side of the field, and it's the young left-sided midfielder, Noah Bailey, who prepares to take it. As he waits for some movement inside that area, Bailey plays it to McGackie. McGackie getting the header in, so does David Jeffrey. Eventually it's cleared by the Portadown defence. Comes to Conn. Conn plays it through to Fraser. And now a chance for a Portadown break. It's still with Conn on that far side of the field. Conn is faced by Michael Haid, right edge off the area. Tries to get the cross in. Fraser turns, shoots. It's blocked by Jeff Spears. Still with Portadown as Conn again plays it in. Casul playing it back to McKeever. And McKeever, this time his shot was blocked. Can Casul keep it in? Yes, he can. But the ball goes behind that goal away to her left. And that'll be a goal to Linfield. But that's the third time now in this second half that McKeever has come so close to scoring. But this time his shot was blocked. And eventually Vic Casul's cross was a poor one. It went behind the goal. And that's a goal kick to Portadown. Or a goal kick to Linfield, I should say. as George Dunlop claps his hands, tells his players what he wants from them. Linfield under most of the pressure at the moment. Portadown playing the better football as Cullis gets the header in, plays it to Bell. Some good play by Dougie Bell. He's had an excellent game so far, but now a bit of danger for Linfield as Mickey Keenan comes out of his goal. McGee sees Keenan off his line, and Alfie Stewart, well, he had the clear for Portadown. McGee saw that Keenan was off his line, tried the shot, but fortunately for Portadown, Alfie Stewart was there with the clearance. And the danger not away yet for Portadown. Eventually it is. Again, it's that player Alfie Stewart who clears it. And a good flick there by Con, gets the ball into Fraser. Fraser tried to get the ball past Lindsay McKeown, but McKeown was adjudged to handle the ball. But a good chance there for Linfield, and a little bit of lapse of concentration. The Portadown defence, they've had so much of the play, but a bit of lapse of concentration. Linfield broke, and Mickey Keenan, well, he came outside his penalty area eventually, scrambled back. Jonathan McGee tried the shot, but Alfie Stewart was there to clear. This is another long throw in on that far side of the field. That's the Portadown right. Majors plays it through. Mills gets above everyone else, heads it on, trying to find Con, but the ball safely into the arms of George Dunlop. And Con will try to prevent George Dunlop from kicking the ball there, but eventually Dunlop did get it upfield. And now it's with Curlis. Plays a long ball forward, searching for Casul. Casul goes for it, but he's beaten well by David Jeffrey. And that will be a throw in on this far side of the field. That's on this near side of the field, that's the Portadown left. And it's that young left back, Ian Curlis, who again prepares to take it. Indeed, it's a high one inside the Linfield area. It's half. Lindsay McKeown is there as well. Kerr tries to flick it on towards McGuckin, but Branstrein is there, plays it forward. A back shot from Curlis, finds Fraser on the left edge of the area. What can Fraser do here? Jeffrey's in with the challenge. And that'll be a corner kick on this near side of the field. That's the Portadown left. And it looks as if it'll be the Scot Sandy Fraser to take it. Sandy Fraser, of course, who is supposedly emigrating to Australia, but he's decided to put it back until this match and the cup finals be played. And who knows, we still might see Sandy Fraser here at Shamrock Park next season, as Casul goes in for it with Lindsay McKeown, and a neat challenge from Casul, and indeed the play brought back, and that'll be a free kick to Linfield. And we've just heard a very important scoreline coming in from the showgrounds, where it's now Coleraine 0, Linfield 1, and the goal scorer Stevie McBride. So bad news for Portadown. Glenavon have just taken the lead. Stevie McBride, the goal scorer, and it's quite obvious that Ronnie McFall, well, they must have a radio down near that bench. Indeed, Marty McGee there has got the earphones on. Obviously, they've heard that scoreline coming in from the Coleraine showgrounds, and immediately Greg Davidson has been brought on in place of Davy Mills. So Greg Davidson has been brought on, 23 years of age, known as Super Sub, an excellent player. He's got a lot of speed, and he'll add a lot of width to this Portadown attack. And the question is now, can Portadown produce something? It's now a case of they have to score, because if Glenavon go on to win that match at the Coleraine showgrounds, as the scores are at the moment, then that will mean Portadown will end up runners-up, and Glenavon, the Lurgan side, will be the new Irish League champions. So Portadown need to show some urgency here, as Lindsay McKeown goes in for a challenge, but he's fouled by Philip Major, and that will be a free kick to Linfield, about 10 yards inside the Portadown half on that far side of the field. That's the Linfield left, and it's Noel Bailey, that gift left-sided midfielder, who decides to take it. Con, the only player standing in front of him, as he plays it towards Kerr. Kerr trying to get onto it, can't do so. The ball eventually harmlessly goes behind for a goal kick. So it's Glenavon leading Coleraine by 1-0 at the showgrounds. It's still Portadown 0, Linfield 0 here at Shamrock Park. And if you're a Portadown fan, I needn't have to tell you that that means at the moment Glenavon are on the way to the Irish League Championship, unless Linfield or Portadown could score, as a good challenge comes in there from Alfie Stewart. Joe Kerr put inside the Portadown penalty area, tried to get to it, but Stewart was there with the challenge. It was a good challenge, and eventually the ball cleared by the Portadown defence. Good play by Alfie Stewart. And that'll be a throw in to Portadown on this near side of the field. The ball eventually coming off a Linfield player. And it's McKeever who tries to flick it on, looking for Fraser. Fraser eventually gets it to Davidson. Davidson's first touch in this second half. And again, it's another Linfield throw, and Davidson showing a lot of urgency as he plays the ball through to Fraser. Fraser tasseling with it with David Jeffries. Eventually Davidson gets the cross in. McKeever goes for it. But now it's Linfield's turn to come away with it. McConnell plays the long ball forward, searching for McGackie. McGackie, though, well washed there by Gareth Strain. And that'll be a throw in on this near side of the field. The ball eventually coming off Martin McGackie. And again, it's to Portadown. And again, Curlis to take it as he looks for some movement inside that Linfield penalty area. Davidson comes forward, plays it back to Curlis. Curlis now with a chance to cross, pokes it through to Fraser. Fraser with his back towards goal, still got Jeffrey with him. He's got Davidson outside him, decides to try to get the cross in himself. Steve Conn, well, he rose for it well, but maybe he rose too early for it, because the ball eventually skimmed off the top of his head and behind for a goal kick. So another chance goes begging for Portadown. And really they can't let too many of those go, because at the moment Glenavon leading Coleraine by a goal to nil, and Portadown, that means at the moment, must gain all 3 points here at Shamrock Park. As the ball is deep inside the Portadown half, Philip Majors takes the throw in. It's flicked on by Stevie Conn, looking for Fraser. But again, it's Linfield to come forward. And now the ball played forward, looking for Kerr. Kerr, well, he was beaten to it by Bradstream. Referee says play on. And now it's with Bale, running towards his own goal. And Dougie Bale, well, he asked a little bit too much of Mickey Keane there, but Keane was quick off his line. And despite the fact that he was under pressure from John Kerr, he got to the ball first and quickly clears upfield. Conn goes for it, but the ball eventually comes off Michael Hayes' head, and that'll be a throw in to Portadown on that far side of the field. That's the Portadown right, and it's Philip Major who prepares to take it, plays it infield to Conn. Conn plays it to Kasul. Can Kasul get the cross in? Yes, he can, but eventually it's headed away there by David Jeffrey, behind for a corner. And it's Greg Davidson, the sub, who just came on 5 minutes ago, who trots across to take it. And again, there's danger to that Linfield goal away to the left as Davidson prepares to take this corner, tells his player what he wants from them, floats in, left-footed, Conn goes up for the header, and it's gone in! And Steve Conn has scored for Portadown! The corner taken by Greg Davidson. It was swung in with the left foot. Conn rose above David Jeffrey. The ball glanced from his head. It's spun into the top left-hand corner of the net. And Stevie Conn has scored for Portadown. And with just 10 minutes off the second half gone, Portadown take the lead by a goal to nil. And at the moment, well, the fans have ran onto the field. It must be said there's no malice intended. The fans have just ran onto the field in jubilation. But the last thing the Portadown players want is a stoppage in this game. They're 1-0 ahead. They want to keep their concentration. They want to keep up the momentum. The last thing they need now is a stoppage. But a great goal by Stevie Conn. We were saying earlier on that he'd scored 13 goals in his last nine outings. That now means he's now scored 14 in his last 10 outings. And he'll never score a sweeter goal than that. He was up against David Jeffrey. David Jeffrey, one of the best central defenders in the league. But Conn, for once, rose above the tall blonde Linfield defender, glanced the ball in with his head, and George Dunlop, well, not even the best keeper in the world could have done anything about that. And still the Portadown players trying to get the fans behind that wall. The referee Alan Snowley has made it quite clear that play will not continue until the players are back in the terracing, back in the stands where they belong. And indeed, he's asked for some assistance from the police, as the police now surround the perimeter of this ground. Alan Snowley still on that far side of the field, So is Sandy Fraser, so is Vic Casule. They're desperately trying to get those fans back behind the wall so that this match can get back off and running again. But it's Portadown who have just taken the lead by a goal to nil. Remember, earlier on, just about 4 or 5 minutes ago, Glenavon took the lead at the Coleraine Showgrounds by a goal to nil. Stephen McBride, the goal scorer. And it was interesting to know that as soon as Glenavon did take the lead, Ronnie McFall brought on Greg Davison, the sub. And indeed it was from the substitute, Greg Davison, that corner was taken. And Stevie Conn, well, he rose above everyone else. He powerfully headed it into the top left-hand corner of the net. The Portadown fans now, well, they're singing, they're shouting. You can see them there. They're full of jubilation. If they could just keep it that way and keep it to the stands, well, then we could be in for a great game of football. Let's just hope the fans don't spoil it this afternoon. There's been a very technical stoppage. The play has already been stopped for a couple of minutes. But obviously the referee absolutely happy with the affair now. And Linfield get us back on the way as McKeown plays it through, looking for McGuckie. McGuckie was fouled by Dougie Bale, and that'll be a free kick to Linfield just about 5-10 yards inside the Portadown half centre field. And it's Lindsay McKeown who decides to take it. Plays it into that Portadown penalty. Bale, can he get it cleared? Well, Davidson's there. Plays it back to Cullis. Cullis to Davidson. Davidson clears it upfield, but it came off a Linfield player. That'll be a throw in Portadown on this near side of the field. That's the Portadown left. So, great news for Ronnie McFall. Great news for Portadown fans. And great news for the Portadown players. It's Portadown 1, it's Linfield 0, and we're now just about 15 minutes into the second half as McKeever heads it on, looking for Fraser. Fraser, though, beaten to it. Eventually comes to Davidson. The ball now with Casule. Casule trying to play through to Fraser. Fraser goes for it. But George Dunlop there is before him. And Dunlop trying to clear the ball down the field quickly. But Fraser, when he was impeding George Dunlop, and eventually the play called back. And that'll be a free kick to Portadown just inside their own half. Dunlop hoists it high into that Portadown half. Headed away by Alfie Stewart as Linfield desperately trying to get back into this game. Remember, we keep harping on about Portadown and their championship aspirations, but Linfield themselves have got a chance of the UEFA Cup place, and they themselves are going out for all 3 points as the ball's played forward to Fraser, but eventually it's cleared by Jeff Spears downfield, looking for McGee. McGee goes for it. But as usual, Alfie Stewart, so reminiscent of Alan Hansen, Alfie Stewart, not only in looks, but in the way he plays, in the way he strides forward. And there he showed all the coolness, and all the calm, and all the poise, as he played the long ball forward, but eventually to no avail, and the ball through to George Dunlop. As the ball is eventually cleared by Curlis. On the halfway line, Fraser goes up for it, looked like a handball, referee says play on, Burrows goes for it. He's tackled well by Vic Casule, and the decision's starting to go Portadown's way at the moment, but that was a bad ball by Casule, and now a chance for Bailey to break on that far side of the field as he plays it forward, looking for Burrows. Burrows beaten to it though, and again it's Alfie Stewart. Stewart, who hasn't put a foot wrong this afternoon, to another player who's had a great game so far, Dougie Bale, and Bale trying to poke it through to his Scottish teammate, Steve Conn, but Conn beaten to it. And now the ball on that far side of the field. Strain goes for it, beaten to it by McGee, but eventually it's Major who puts the ball out, and that'll be a throw in on that far side of the field, the Linfield left. And it's Michael Hay, the left back, who comes forward to take it. Just about level with the Portadown penalty, plays it in field. Burrows is there trying to get it back to Michael Hay. Eventually it comes back to Lindsay McKeown. McKeown with the cross, but it's headed well away by Brian Strain, and now it's with Greg Davison. Davison plays it forward to Fraser. Fraser beaten to the challenge though, and now it's with Kerr on the right edge off the Portadown penalty area, and a good challenge there coming in from Alfie Stewart, and again it's Greg Davison who gets the clearance for Portadown. Conn goes for it, but Linfield at the moment on the ascendancy, As the ball comes through, Jeffrey tries to get the shot in. The ball goes about 3 or 4 yards wide, and that'll be a goal kick to Portadown away to right. But Linfield, since that goal, have desperately tried to get back into this match. They've upped the tempo, and a couple of times now they've got very close to that goal away to right. But that time, David Jeffrey shot just about 3 or 4 yards wide. As Mickey Keenan hands an object to the police, it looks like a bottle, and we can only assume that one of the Linfield supporters threw that bottle onto the field. And so far, what's been a very enjoyable afternoon. Let's just hope the fans do not ruin it. We've already seen an invasion off the pitch, and now we've seen a bottle thrown onto the field. Let's hope that the fans do not spoil what could be a historic afternoon for Portadown Football Club. They lead by a goal to nil. They're now just over 25 minutes away from their first Irish League Championship. 66 years they've waited for it. And Ronnie McCall, who's been in charge for 3 years now, well, he said when he first took over that he would hope Portadown in 3 years would be challenging for the title. Well, his prophecy has come true, because this afternoon Portadown at the moment, if the scoreline remains the way it is, are on the way to the first league championship. As Fraser tries to play the ball out to Greg Davison, Davison can't get to it, came off an infield head anyway, and that'll be a throw in to Portadown on this near side of the field, and it's Ian Curlis again to take it. Plays it forward, looking for Con can't get to it though. Eventually Bose comes away with it, Curlis gets the foot in though. The header eventually comes in from Michael Haid. Now the ball on the halfway line is played back into the Linfield half as David Jeffrey plays a long one forward. But the ball eventually cleared by Brian Strain, and now it's with Vic Casul. Casul, whose cross led to that first goal. It was his cross that was put behind for a corner. And then of course it was Davidson's corner that was headed in by Stevie Conn. But now it's with Linfield as Linz McKeown tries to come forward, but really that's no one in particular. He does get the ball back, but again Alfie Stewart for the second time denies him. And that'll be a throw in on this near side of the field, the Linfield right. And it's John McConnell, the young right back, who trots across to take it. Portadown 1, Linfield 0. As the ball is just inside the Linfield half. Fraser, good play by Sandy Fraser. He was tackled hard though by Lindsay McKeown. Referee says play on. Portadown have the advantage, and now it's with Dougie Bell. Bell to Gasul. Gasul can't control it. He's beaten to the challenge. Major plays it forward, but the ball has already gone out, and that'll be a throw into Linfield. Portadown playing with confidence now. They know that they're just about 25 minutes away from their first Irish League Championship, as Greg Davison controls it beautifully in midfield. Davison has made such a difference since coming on. Casul still with the ball, plays it back to Davison. Good play there by Casul as Davison plays it towards the Linfield there, but that's beaten away by Michael Hay. Headed on by McGee, but to no one in particular. And now it's with Alfie Stewart. Stewart plays it forward, but good play there by John McConnell. Showed a lot of coolness, showed calmness, and as he volleyed it back to George Dunlop. Ball played forward. As it's now just inside the Portadown half, Bros playing it forward, looking for Jonathan McGee. But he was well marshaled by Philip Majors there, and McGee was too slow in the end, and the ball eventually safely through to Mickey Keenan. As Keenan takes a couple of strides, hoists it long and high into the Linfield half. It's headed away by David Jeffrey, and that'll be a throw in on that far side of the field to Portadown, about 4 yards inside their own half. As Casul plays it back, well actually, obviously a player was offside when that ball was played forward, and rather than playing the advantage, referee Alan Snoddy decides that it is a free kick. And as that free kick is about to be taken, a substitution about to be made, and indeed it's Jonathan McGee, the forward, coming off as the Algerian Danoon to come on. Danoon, a lot of skill, but some people reckon that our game of football a little bit too fast for Danoon, a little bit too rugged for him. And the question is, can he make a difference the way Greg Davison made a difference for Portadown? As the free kick is about to be taken, it's a long, high one towards the Linfield penalty area. It's flicked on there by Stevie Conn. The ball eventually half cleared by Lindsay McKeown. McKeever plays it forward. Again, Davison trying to get in on the action, but the ball runs away from him, and eventually out for a throw-in on this near side of the field, the Linfield right, as McConnell prepares to take it. Plays it forward to Burrows. McConnell again under the challenge. the referee saw an infringement there, and that'll be a free kick to Portadown, just about halfway inside the Linfield half on this near side of the field. That's the Portadown left. And Ian Curlis was there, so was Dougie Bell, so was that substitute Greg Davidson. Can Portadown conjure up a second goal? It looks as if Davidson is shaping up to take this one. As McKeown gets back the full 10 yards, indeed it is Davidson there. The ball eventually handled by the Linfield defence. It's back in there with Curlis. The ball still bobbing about. Can it come to Fraser? The Loon's there as well. Davidson eventually gets the cross in. Conn tries to square to McKeever. The ball right edge off the Linfield penalty area. McKeever looks up the cross. It's a deep high one to the far post, but it was too high, too deep. And in the end, the ball safely goes behind for a goal kick. 24 minutes off this second half gone. It's Portadown 1, it's Linfield 0. The goal coming on 56 minutes, scored by Stevie Conn from a Greg Davidson cross. And at the moment, Portadown on their way to becoming the new Irish League champions. As Michael Head plays a pure ball to that far side of the field. And that'll be a throw in to Portadown. And it looks as if it'll be Philip Major, the long throw specialist, the right back for Portadown this afternoon, who trots across the ticket. It's a long one forward, looking for Fraser. Fraser backing into his player. Referee says play on though. Still with Fraser out in that far touchline. And eventually comes off Michael Hayes' shins. And again, that'll be a throw in to Portadown. Portadown gaining about 10 yards or so. And again, it's Philip Majors. And we were saying earlier on, some of his throw-ins, well, they can be like corner kicks at times. He's got such a long throw-in. And again, it's going to be another one, this time aiming for Kevin McKeever. George Lott comes out, fists it away, but only gets it away to Greg Davidson, as Davidson hoists it in high to that right edge off the Portadown penalty. Fraser's there, the shot comes in from Kevin McKeever, and George Lott brought to his knees. And McKeever, well, I reckon that's the fourth time McKeever has had a shot on goal. The first one narrowly went wide, the second one went straight in the arms of George Lott. Then he had a shot again that just went past the post. And just seconds ago, we saw another shot coming in from Kevin McKeever, and this time brought George Lott to his knees. Good run by Vic Casul on that far side of the field, shows a little bit. He plays it back to Bale. Bale back to Casul inside the area, gets it across the Fraser. Fraser with a shot. Great save by the Lott. Conn hits the post, and Davidson has put it into the back of the net. And Greg Davidson has scored for Portadown. And surely now, with 25 minutes off the second half gone, Portadown now surely are the new Irish League champions. The ball was played forward by Dougie Bell. It found Casul just inside the area. He squirted to Fraser. Fraser's first shot was well saved by George Lott. Came to Cohen. Cohen, well, it seems certainly was going to score a second goal, but he struck the post. But fortunately for Portadown, it fell straight to the feet of Davidson. And Davidson, what we were saying before he came on, he's nicknamed Super Sub. Well, he surely proved that right this afternoon. He provided the cross for the first goal, and it was his killing shot that produced the second goal. And so, with just under 20 minutes off this match remaining, it's Portadown who lead by 2-0. And those two players, Greg Davidson and Sandy Fraser, well, I think it says it all. Both players absolutely ecstatic, and Portadown surely now are going to lay that ghost to rest as Alfie Stewart tries to get his players going. He gives Philip Majors a shake. Lindsay McKeown at the moment over towards the Portadown bench, complaining about something. And I think what Lindsay McKeown is saying, that when that crowd invasion was on the pitch, he was actually struck in the head. He's now having a few words with the physio, David McKinley. And really, I don't see the point of this. If he is going to do any complaining, surely it would be at Alan Snowley, the referee, not at the Portadown bench. But anyway, he's made his complaint. The fans are now off the field, and with any luck, will be restarted in about a minute or so. This, of course, not good for the Portadown players. They lead by 2-0. The last thing they want is a stoppage. They've got the momentum going. They've got the ascendancy on their side. And Alan Snowley, as he trots into the centre of the field, this game will be restarted as Davy Mills, who was brought off in that first second half, trots away to the dressing room. Snoddy puts the ball down on the centre spot, and with a bit of luck, we'll be back into this play again any second as McGuckey and Kerr stand over the ball. Snoddy has a good look around, waits to make sure that all the fans are back in their proper positions, and eventually the game is on the way. So we've had two lengthy stoppages in the second half, and I'm sure at the end of full time the referee Alan Snoddy will add on quite a lot of injury time. As Bailey takes the throw in, plays it back to Hay. Hay can't find anyone though, only Dougie Bell, and Bell clears his lines for Portadown. Still on that far side of the field, Kerr tussles for it with Philip Major, and eventually the ball goes out for a throw-in on that far side of the field, but the referee says, I thought the referee had decided on a free kick, instead he says no, it was a throw-in. John Kerr's appeals are turned down as the ball is played out to Lindsay McKeown. McKeown plays it deep into that Portadown corner. It's headed away though. And Michael Hay now brings it forward for Linfield. And Vic Casule, with all the time in the world, puts the ball out for a throw-in, takes no chances. And that'll be a throw-in to Linfield on that far side of the field. That's the Linfield left, and this time it's Lindsay McKeown who takes it himself. It's a good, long, deep throw, searching for David Jeffrey. Linfield are to get back into this match. You feel as if they will have to do it very, very soon. We're now just 16 minutes away from the final whistle, plus whatever time the referee adds on for injury. And indeed, it's a free kick to Portadown, about 10 yards inside the Linfield half. And it looks as if it'll be the start on loan from Birmingham City, Dougie Bell, who prepares to take it. Bell looks for some movement upfield. He's got Cullis beside him. He decides to play it long towards the edge off the Linfield penalty, but that was always too high for Stevie Corn. And then the ball safely put behind for a goal kick. And George Dunlop, wasting no time at all, trots across to the 6-yard line, spots the ball, and gets ready to kick downfield. Portadown 2, Linfield 0. We're now in the last quarter of an hour of this game. 15 minutes separating Portadown from their first ever Irish League Championship. As Fraser turns well, plays the ball through for Conn. Left edge off the area, can Conn get the shot in? He's got Jeffrey in front of him, still with Conn. Conn surely was brought down, referee says no, play on, and Linfield eventually come away with it. But it looked mighty suspicious there, and it looked as if David Jeffrey might have just tripped Stevie Conn as he was about to shoot. Throw-in on this near side of the field, the ball eventually coming off the noon, and that'll be a throw-in to Portadown on this near side of the field. Portadown, of course, they've had an excellent season, and it looks as if they're on their way to the first ever Irish League Championship. This will be their second major trophy this season. They, of course, their first major trophy this season. The closest they did come to success this season was in the TNT Gold Cup, when ironically they lost a replay for who else but Linfield. And every time Portadown seems to get close to success, it always seems to be the Blues who spoil it for it. They of course spoiled their league championship title in 61 and 62. They spoiled the TNT Gold Cup for them this season, losing to Linfield in a replay. As the ball is deep inside the Portadown half on that far side of the field. And it's a throw-in to Portadown, which Philip Major will take. It's a long one into the Linfield half. Casule goes up for it, so does Michael Hay. Eventually the ball is cleared by Michael Hay. And that'll be yet another throw-in on that far side of the field. And again, it's Philip Major to take it. Throws it long, looking for Fraser. And Fraser, well, he was impeded there by Jeff Spears. Spears says it was the other way around. Referee disagrees. And And that'll be a free kick to Linfield, or a free kick to Portadown, I should say, on that far side of the field, the Portadown right. Just a couple of yards outside the penalty area. Kasul trying to get players to move forward. Davidson, he's trying to get the attention of Philip Meager as the cross comes in. The ball eventually cleared, and now it's Linfield's turn to break as Burrows comes forward. Good challenge there by Brown Strain. And again, Strain in with the challenge, trying to get it through to Con. Con beaten to it though by Jeffrey. The ball headed backwards by McGocky, trying to get Burrows through, but eventually the ball straight through to Mickey Keenan. And Curlis, wasting a little bit of time, plays it to Keenan. Keenan waits till McGocky comes up to him before touching the ball, and now tells his players to move downfield. We're now 12 minutes away from the final whistle. Still Portadown 2, Linfield 0. As I think it was Sandy Fraser judged to be backing into Jeff Spears there, and that'll be a free kick to Linfield. About halfway inside their own half, Spears floats along high one towards the Linfield penalty area. Danoon gets up with the header. Eventually it's half played by the Portadown defence. Bell tries to get to it as Lindsay McDonough again plays it forward, looking for Kerr. Kerr plays it out to Burrows. Burrows trying to get the cross in, can't do so. Good challenge by Curlis. Curlis forward to Con. Con beautifully lays it off to Fraser. Fraser, he's got Michael Hayde with him, but still manages to get the ball out to Con. And this time Con's return ball was a poor one, and Linfield come away with it. Ball this near side of the field as John McConnell gets into the action, plays a long high cross into the area, but Mickey Keenan, as always there above everyone else, rises high for it, clutches it to his chest, and the ball safely away for Portadown as he hoists it high again deep inside that Linfield half. As Fraser goes for it, the ball though cleared by David Jeffrey. McCaver hoists it back towards the Linfield penalty area. Davidson goes for it, gets to it, controls it. He's got John McConnell right behind him, tries to get it down the line, but David Jeffries is there with the header. As we now enter the last 10 minutes, but of course, because of those two lengthy stoppages, I'm sure Alan Storey will be adding on quite a few minutes to the end of this match. But the longer it goes on, the more and more you have to feel Portadown could be on their way to making history here. The first ever Irish League Championship. As Bell plays it through, looking for Fraser, but Fraser tackled from behind by Michael Hay. And Hay tries to appeal to Alan Storey, saying that he was going for the ball, but the ball was always on the other side of Sandy Fraser, and to get to it he had to go through Fraser, and the referee in the end making the right decision, and the free kick awarded as Curlis plays it to Davidson. Davidson faced by McCall. Good play by Davidson. Can he get to the byline? Yes, he can. The cross comes in, and Jeff Spears had to be there with the clearance over his own crossbar, as Vic Kasul and Steve Conn were both behind him, and if he had let that one go, well, surely that would have been number 3. But as it is, it's a corner kick on this near side of the field. That's the Portadown left. As there's 3-4 Portadown players inside that area as they wait for this corner kick. And it's Sandy Fraser who takes it, a high one looking for Kasul. Good punch by George Lop, gets good clearance. And it's now with Bell. Bell slows things down in midfield, plays the ball to this near side of the field. Brings Fraser into the action. Fraser pokes it through, looking for Kasul, but George Lop read it well and plays the ball downfield, looking for McGocky. McGocky beaten to it though by Brown Strain. But again, Linfield get possession back on that far side of the field, and it's now with John Kerr, but a great challenge there coming in from Alfie Stewart. And that'll be a throw-in to Linfield on that far side of the field, the Linfield left. Just over 8 minutes off this match remaining. Portadown 2, Linfield 0. As the ball is played back to Michael Hayde. Hayde faced by Kasul, still with Hayde, going all the way, plays it across to Lindsay McKeown. McKeown trying to get it to Danoon. Eventually the shot comes in from McKeown, but it bounced safely into the arms of Mickey Keenan. And the fans really getting behind their side. A jubilant crowd here at Shamrock Park. And indeed, they're starting to come onto the pitch a little bit more on that far side, getting ready for that final whistle. I'm sure once that final whistle does go, if the score line remains this way, I'm sure we're going to see a field invasion here at Shamrock Park. But of course, who will care, because those fans deserve it. They've waited long and hard for this first ever Irish League Championship at the club. And today their side has put in a very good, gutsy performance. Portadown in the first half, well, they had the bulk of the possession, but they never really troubled George Dunlop. In this second half, right from the kick-off, they made it clear they were out for the 3 points. McKeever 4 times came close, twice picking good saves out of George Dunlop. And then that effort by Conn that went into the top left-hand corner of the goal. And then Davidson, what a dynamic substitution he proved to be. He provided the goal, he scored a goal, and in the 20 minutes that he's been on, I think he's already earned the nickname of man of the match. The ball is played forward, and Linfield now come forward themselves with Kerr, but Kerr beaten by McKeever. Nothing going right for Linfield at the moment, as McKeown plays it through to Kerr again. Kerr trying to get it through there to Bailey. It was a poor ball, and eventually it was cleared by Portadown, but now Dunoon playing the ball through there to Kerr, but again Portadown get possession back. Linfield themselves regain possession as Jeffrey plays a long one forward towards the penalty area. Eventually comes to McKeever, and McKeever hits it high inside the Linfield half. McConnell, Jeff Spears keeps it in play and plays it back to George Dunlop. As the ball is played high and forward towards that Portadown penalty area. Stewart is there, plays the ball forward, trying to find Fraser, but Linfield get possession back. As Hayden now plays it forward, and the ball eventually comes to Dunoon. Can he do anything? Dunoon lays it off, looking for McGackie. McGackie trying to get to it, can't do so. The ball eventually put behind, and now Linfield have a corner on that far side of the field as a player goes down. And it looks as if it's Philip Major. He looks as if he's in some pain at the moment. Indeed, the physio, David McKinley, is brought on once more. And so there'll be yet another delay in this match. We've already had 2 lengthy delays due to the fans. And another delay as I think it's Philip Major received some attention. Sammy Fraser having a word with one of the staff room there. As McKinley, indeed it's not Philip Major, it's Vic Kasulu actually down the ground. He must have went under a challenge there with Mark McGackie. As Linfield wait to take this corner kick, Kasulu gingerly gets to his feet. And McKinley, the physio, runs off the pitch. And now this game can resume with this corner kick. And it looks as if it's Burrows to take it. High one deep inside that Portadown penalty. Jeffrey goes up for it, so does Keenan. Keenan gets the final punch in, and the ball eventually cleared for a throw-in on this near side of the field. So all Linfield pressure at the moment, but still to no avail. As Jeff Spears, well, he tries to thread the ball through there to John Kerr, can't do so. And the ball eventually put out for a throw-in on this near side of the field to Linfield. The ball just about halfway inside the Portadown half. And all Portadown have to do now is to keep their heads, and they will be on their way to the first Irish League Championship. As one of the supporters there adds a little bit of music to the scenes. And Portadown still with the pressure. All that play inside the Portadown penalty area. The ball is flicked behind there by John Kerr. Eventually it's cleared off the line by Alfie Stewart. And now it's Portadown's turn to come away with it. But Michael plays it forward again towards that Portadown penalty area. Greg Davidson is there. Good play by Davidson. And eventually it comes to Conn. Conn plays it through, looking for Fraser. Fraser beaten to it though by Michael Hay. And that'll be a throw into Portadown on this near side of the field. That's the Portadown left. The ball just about 4 or 5 yards inside the Linfield half. And it's Ian Curtis, again the left back to take it. As more and more fans begin to surround the pitch, waiting for that final whistle to go, when they finally can rush onto that pitch and cheer the players, those players that have won this league title. Remember, let's not forget those other faces that are not on the team today that have helped Portadown to this championship. Joey Cunningham, of course, who was suspended for 1 match. Roy McCready was injured. Marty McGee, who was being suspended for about half of the season, but he scored quite a few vital goals early on in the season that took Portadown to the top of the table. As Bell now comes forward, still with Dougie Bell, he's tackled there by Dunoon, and Dunoon going in with both feet. free kick to Portadown in a very dangerous, precarious position. And surely now if Portadown could score a third one, that would be it, but not with a free kick like that at moment. And Joyce and Love safely with the clearance. The ball deep inside the Portadown half. And the ball played by McKeever. Again, McKeever there with a challenge. Linfield, well, there must be said about Linfield. They haven't let their heads drop. They still came forward, searching for a consolation goal, because surely that's all they're going to get now. As Philip Regis comes forward for Portadown, plays it out to Victor Casul. The ball still inside the Portadown half as Casul takes his time, then changes speed. Now comes forward, Casul still with the ball, trying to thread the ball out to Davidson on this near side. But now it's Portadown who come forward as Cullis under pressure from Danoon, gets it back to Stewart. Stewart plays it out to this near side of the field to Bale. Good play by Bale. Dragged the ball back, played it back to Cullis. Cullis right-footed plays it forward to Fraser. Portadown playing the ball about beautifully now as McKeever tries to play through to Fraser. And Fraser can't get on to the end of that. And indeed, there goes the final whistle. And Portadown are the new Irish League champions. 66 years to wait for this moment. And those fans, well, you can see for yourselves the jubilation on the faces of those fans. Portadown have won the Irish League Championship. The latest we heard from the Coleraine Showgrounds was Glenavon 3, Coleraine 0. That doesn't matter. The fact is Portadown have got the 2 goals, those 2 all-important goals that have won the 3 points for them and have won the Irish League Championship for them. The 2 goals scored by Stevie Conn, a header from a Greg Davidson corner, and then after Conn had hit the post, it was Greg Davidson who planted the ball back into the back of the net. And so we leave you with the jubilant scenes here at Shamrock Park. The final score again, the new Irish League champions, Portadown 2, Linfield 0.
Championship stars on the hand at Shamrock Park next week. League championship stars next week. 4 p.m. at Shamrock Park. So come along if you want the championship stars. 4 p.m. next Friday, Shamrock Park.
What else, Ronnie? You earned it hard, buddy. Well done. Well done, Ronnie.
Number one, Ronnie. Number one.
Ronnie. Well done.
No problem. All right, right.
We don't play football, but we do. We bet the proper best. We bet them to play football, Ronnie. You're right.
I don't want to hear my language, man.
Let them hear it, big kid.
John, if you're top back, my head gone.
Oh, go on, give it. Go on, don't sign.
We're going to get drunk.
Good to see you.
Brilliant, okay.
Well done, mate.
We are champions now.
Oh, well, that's it. Can't argue with that.
Make them all. Make them all wrong.
You're a hero.
Thanks, man.
All the best, man.
You're right. No, what he say?
I want to find Scotch players who went well and did it.
Oh, that's all right. That's the league's here. That's the league. Be the silver, anything I can do to the hell of one.
Double next week, Ronnie.
Well done, Ronnie. Well done.
On.
Well done, Ronnie.
Well done. Hey, Gypsy. Sure you are.
My camera. Let's get back. Let's get back to Glenalvin. They'll be fast. Be man with a big shot. And you come. Come on, in you come.
He's a bit size, like a nice shot.
And you come.
Victor!
That's good for us next week. I will. You're right, boy. You're right. You'd be got next year as well. Don't forget that. Oh, still. Well, thanks very much.
Where's the cup? Where's the cup? Where's the cup?
Well done. Ronnie!
Stay back.
Brian, get in here with your dad.
You're flying on. You want the photos? Big bad, I'm photogenic, you know. Hey, that's my good side as well.
Come on again, Victor, come on. Give me too much strength. Give me too much strength. I don't know. I didn't want to. Let's take me with that.
You're ready to cry.
I need them for next week.
Right, who's that? Get a cup there. Try to get a cup there. Get a cup. Give the cup. You just want it. Come on, Ronnie. Get it. Give the cup. You're scared. Look, watch the lights. We see lights. We see lights. Watch. Oh, see your lights. See your lights. You see your lights. You see your lights. See them lights.
Congratulations. Whoa, hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. Right, go on.
Same horse now.
You see them lights.
Number 12 is coming. Keep going. Oh, get the song, come on. Champions, champions, away, away, champions, champions, away, away.
Oliver.
The PFC!
Oliver, Fran's mother and mother.
One line of treaty! There's only one line of treaty! One line of treaty! There's only one. Thank God! One line of treaty! There's only one line of treaty!
You can't sing anymore. There's a cool TV ice one. Capture 21 this season. Do you all capture it? Potential. I know that.
No, lost them. Where is Mega?
Thanks,
No, turn around.
Maybe more.
You boys get the idea? And we want to break this noise as you stay up there. Don't worry about I'll be more than that. Don't let that start
Yes!
Yes, that
Where do we get that right up the front, will we? Here we go.
See what I'm doing things for you. Go back again. Well, here's drink it, that boy. Arthur, huh? I think it's the Rangers, is it?
The record was a record.
We are the PF, the PF.
Drink a boat. Cameron, you watch your mom? Get a scarf! Get a scarf! Take the best one. Unlucky wee Greg in there. Greg. Greg.
the champions! We are the champions!
Thank you.